Hey everyone, and welcome to your Infringement Friday. I know that I'm a little delayed with this, and I did it for a good reason because this all came up yesterday. This came from a follower of the Instagram account as well as a fellow content creator who's on Instagram and on YouTube. His name is Elliot Katz, and he is at Whistle Stop Footy. If you don't follow him now, feel free, give him a follow. He's a great guy. He splits his time between New York and London. He has a lot of really great experience, and he shared this in his stories. I voted, and we had a really interesting discussion. And the reason I delayed this post was because I was actually emailing IFAB to try and figure out what the correct interpretation of this sequence should be, because I think there's some nuance and implications in the law that might affect this very, very differently. So I want to watch the sequence first, and then I'll give my breakdown and sort of share where I think maybe there might be some discrepancies based on what we're seeing and how the laws should be applied. Now, I do want to note one thing. This occurs in a Sunday league match. And we all know that the Sunday league matches are maybe a little lenient with the application of the laws, and perhaps maybe it might not get applied so consistently from game to game. And there's more of this, understanding of what the law or what the game expects, right? So I want you guys to not think of that piece of it, but think of this in terms of just the application of the law and the application of the sequence. Think of it at a youth level or what have you, right? Where maybe we're probably going to look at the law and the application of the law a little bit more stringently, right? So what I want to do, let's watch the sequence, and then I'll point out some areas of the law where we come in, and I'll give my breakdown of this, and hopefully I'll have an answer from IFAB soon enough. Let's have a little look. Okay, I've got sound on. Let's have a look. Watch it one more time. All right, so in this sequence, we see one player who is clearly identified as the goalkeeper, wearing the right shirt, and then another player who has already taken his jersey off, that we can assume that's his jersey in front of the now goalkeeper, and they're going to switch. Play is not stopped. The referee has not given permission, but this is happening, and it's inside the penalty area, so it fits in with the theme of the week. So what happens from here is an intriguing set with the law. So there he is. He strips that shirt off, hands it to the other one. Now, play is still going on, and obviously there's an attack coming here, and then we have a shot come through. Now, the shirt is not on. It's in his hand, and he makes the diving save, and nothing, the referee appears to do absolutely nothing about this. So that's obviously not correct because there is an infringement here, but it's to the scope of the infringement that I want to have the discussion on with the laws. So case in point, we come to Law 3, where we're talking about the players. We talk about the 3.4 will start to talk about changing the goalkeeper. Any of the players may change places with the goalkeeper if the referee is informed before the change is made and the change is made during a stoppage of play. So 3.4 is clearly not in play here because it is anybody's guess why they've chosen to do this, but they are clearly doing this without the referee's permission, and it's clearly not being made during a stoppage in play because we see play is moving forward. If we go further down to 3.5, which is the offenses and sanctions section, the specific thing or the specific sentence here, if a player changes places with the goalkeeper without the referee's permission, the referee allows play to continue. Cautions both players when the ball is next out of play, but not if the change occurred during halftime or the period between the end of the match and the start of extra time and or penalties for a penalty shootout. So the way I've been taught to apply the laws here is that there is absolute validity in who the goalkeeper is and who the goalkeeper is not. And it's identified by the shirt. Now, the implications for this specific sequence, this is, by the way, a 1 in a million sequence where you have this really weird confluence of events that come together in a way that I think only a laws test would be able to contrive. But truth is stranger than fiction here. So I want to go a little bit further here because Law 12 further explains that when for a caution for unsporting behavior, it is telling us that the player who has basically that this sequence becomes it's the second bullet point right here. Sorry, took me a minute to find it here. That this second bullet point says this is changes the place with the goalkeeper during play or without the referee's permission, means that there's a caution involved. So we're only dealing with cautions. Now, the question being is, when does the player here, when does he become the goalkeeper? That is where the crux of the issue lies and how the application of the laws are being questioned here. Several people are sharing that this should be a handball offense, therefore DOGSO by handball, and we're looking at a send-off and a penalty kick. The way I understand the laws would mean that we're cautioning both players. We're cautioning the new goalkeeper for changing places, and we're cautioning the old goalkeeper in order to, satisfy 3.5, and then we're simply awarding a corner kick, because if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck, right? So the crux of the issue is that when does the new goalkeeper become valid? When does the new goalkeeper inherit all the rights to be able to use their hands inside the penalty area and play as expected? Every time I've seen this question or this theory, right? This is actually probably one of the few times that I've seen it in a live game, and for it to become such a burning issue that the change is occurring or has occurred, and then you have almost an immediate shot on goal before they even have the time to put the shirt or the gloves on, right? So are they truly the goalkeeper? I think, and again, this is why I'm following up with IFAB, because this is something that is, 1 in a million scenario. We're not dealing with something that you see on every pitch, every day, anything like that. But we are seeing an infringement inside the penalty area. Now, the laws guide us, and they say we don't stop play, and we have two players that are changing. 3.5 says we're cautioning both of them, and that's fine. But the main question is that since the referee doesn't give permission, is the new goalkeeper actually the goalkeeper? I want to know what you guys think, because I have always been taught if he's got the shirt, if he's got the gloves, we're gonna assume that they are now the goalkeeper and that they have all the rights to be able to handle the ball inside the penalty area. That's it. That's what I've been taught from when I was 15 on to now. It is the way I've sort of thought about it, right? Some others are questioning the validity of the new goalkeeper. Is it when the referee gives permission and acknowledges that they're the goalkeeper? And the laws are kind of not necessarily fully clear on it, because if you see here, if a player changes places with the goalkeeper without the referee's permission, the referee allows play to continue, cautions both players when they're out, but not if the change occurred during halftime or the period between the end of the match, right? The laws obviously state that we have to have a goalkeeper on the field, right? And they also state that just like we have earlier on in Law 3, that if someone who's a substitute is actually a starter and vice versa, we don't punish those players. We let them play, and it's of no consequence. There's no issue here. Outside of the actual change that happens during play, that's the only offense that I see here, and it's basically becomes, do we have a corner kick or do we have a penalty kick? Do we have a red card and a penalty kick, or 2 cautions and a corner kick? Those are the only 2 kind of questions that we have here. And that's where I think you guys can start to help me out and do this, to sort of think about this in a slightly different way. And obviously, as soon as IFAB gets back, I'm going to update this thread, because it's really intriguing. And I think it's an awesome little bit of legalese and law inquiry and so forth, that I think it's very interesting, because, like I said, you never think it's going to happen to you. You never think it's going to happen on your pitch, and then boom, here it is. And now we need to handle it, right? And we want to handle it the way the laws are going to tell us to. And that's where it all comes down. So as soon as I get that clarity from IFAB, I will share it with you guys. But in the meantime, drop your comments below. How would you handle this scenario? How do you parse these laws together? I'm of the opinion that we have 2 cautions and a corner kick, simply because we got to have a goalkeeper. And I think at this point in time, even though the shirt is in his hands, it's clear that he is identifying himself as the goalkeeper, and that we're allowed to do that. Now, I could be wrong on that. I could say, hey, they need to have the shirt on, or something like that. But in the spirit of the game, I think we understand what these 2 players are attempting to do and what they are doing, and that we have to maybe not necessarily overcomplicate it to the level of, well, are they really the goalkeeper or are they not? I don't know. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you would parse the laws. Let me know how you would handle this situation if you see it live on your field. And as I get that update from IFAB, I will be happy to share it with everyone. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Good luck on your matches, and I will talk to you guys for Motivation Monday. Have a good one.